my friend and I were living in Tokyo, and we shared this apartment at the very top, a penthouse, and everything was great. We'd been there for a year. Technology to the max. There were just neon screens and everything that the world could provide as far as the next step and the future was there. It's one of the few cities in the world that actually represents visually what you believe to be the now. So we were just in love with the city, and then I think one night everything sort of was turned on its head because it was almost too good. Of course, it all sort of started very, very early in the morning at 1:32 in the morning. I woke up in a dark apartment. There was no lights on. But obviously living at the top of this penthouse, we had probably 40 floors up. Not the highest building in the city, but it was amongst it all, right in the center. And heard some noises. Even though I was so high up, I could hear such grumbling noises and very grinding and very sort of strange industrial sort of noises and weird sounds that I couldn't bloody understand. And so I kind of took a walk outside to the courtyard. This big courtyard, must have been 20 meters by 30 meters. I get out there and it's a cool breeze, but there's this energy going on downstairs, down at the bottom level. And I look down. I get to the balcony, sort of, essentially the edge of the building. I look down and I see that there was all this stuff going on downstairs, down on street level, and there were I didn't know what was happening. It was just all of this energy down there, and lots of kind of almost like explosions and stuff going on. But the craziest shit was that basically I didn't know what was happening. So I kind of woke Chris up. I went back inside and woke him up. I said, man, something's weird going on downstairs. So he kind of grabbed his binoculars and had a look, and we went down, and he sort of said to me, bro, this seems apocalyptic. There's something dark going on down there. So we strapped ourselves for the most hardcore kit, frags and I think we had an RPG each. He had all the gear in a secret room in the corner of it's like a safe room in the apartment. So we went down. We didn't take the lift just in case, but we went down and we walked down. We kind of sort of ran down to the very bottom level, went outside the fire exit door, and nothing was sort of happening at the back of our apartment, but there was more and more noise coming as we were walking towards the city center, and we kind of just were sort of let's do this. I don't know, it felt like we were going to start shooting stuff or something, but we ran towards what was happening, and it was like, sort of a computer game or something like that. We kind of just started shooting these things that definitely weren't human, so it was okay, because there was definitely an invasion happening in Tokyo, and it's the craziest shit. There was just neon lights and people running everywhere, and cars flipped over and all sorts of stuff, and it got really messed up, and some people did die or whatever, but the most of the things that we saw that were dead were the aliens. They were aliens. And yeah, we just kept on kind of doing this, and it actually only took place over a period of 2.5, 3 hours. So it was about 4 a.m. in the morning. And at one point, I remember looking up, and then I saw this sort of big moon. It took my attention, and then as I looked up to the moon, I kind of saw this apartment that was we were 40 we were 40 floors up, and they were must have been 150 floors up, like on the top of their penthouse. So we got back to our apartment. We dropped all of our stuff, and we zipped up in the lift. We got all the way up there, and you know, threw everything in the room, and kind of thought, oh god, that was hardcore, and you know, what the hell? I think it's gone now. Some stuff was still going on, and then I said to him, man, I saw this party happening in this you know, the main tower, like the biggest, largest, highest residential building in Tokyo. At the very top, there's just lots of lights and stuff flashing. You can kind of just see there are lots of people there. So I said to him, man, we need to get up there. How are we gonna get up there? So I said to Chris, let's build some sort of flying machine, even if we gotta get some helium or something like that. So we get on the internet or whatever, and probably on Tron or something like that, and we shout out to Justin Sun, and we basically got the instructions to make, and somehow we had the stuff in our place, and we made this helium plane helicopter sort of, you know, thing, and sort of slowly but surely flew ourselves up to this party. And yeah, that was a funny experience. You know, almost fell off the thing and fell down, you know, hundreds and hundreds of meters down to the ground. But we got there to this party, and we went in. You know, they're like, whoa, these guys, they just rock up in this fucking balloon thing. And we got in there, and we just partied until like the next day, because they didn't have a lot of windows, you know, where we were partying, like inside this, you know, darker room. So we just kept partying, and kind of forgot about all the stuff that was going on downstairs, and didn't really sort of care. But it was the craziest party, especially in contrast to what we'd just been through, you know. And I think at some point the anarchy and all of the alien stuff and everything had reached the apocalyptic vibe, I suppose, had reached that party. Somehow they'd gotten up into that building. But we were the only ones with a way to get out of there. So Chris and I, you know, jumped on our balloon plane thing, whatever, you know, thing, and we jumped, and we sort of went down to our place. But one of the balloons popped, but we only just, like, halfway there, one of the balloons pops, and we were sinking in, you know, in latitude, and we just got home, and yeah, and it was like absolutely a night to remember. It was one of the craziest nights, but of course all of this was a dream, and you know, and then I woke up, and but I've had that dream many times, but yeah, Tokyo, huh? Tokyo.